All right, guys, are y'all ready to get into the meat and potatoes of this episode?
Oh, some gravy.
It's got gravy, it's got
Like some
greens,
meat, and I do like potatoes.
Fries,
we got corn on the side.
cornbread.
Yeah, you already know. The 2023 Game Award winners. Okay. And we're going to go through this list from the bottom up, at least from what I find, valid. Because I'm not going to go into the content creator of the year, the best esports, don't care. We're going to start at the bottom, though. Best multiplayer game. Beat out Super Mario Brothers Wonder, Street Fighter 6, Party Animals, and Diablo 4. Best multiplayer game, Baldur's Gate.
Makes sense.
Yes, has no crossplay yet. Hasn't even released. Well, as of recording this, it has, but at the time of this happening, hasn't even released on Xbox yet. It only released on Steam. Yes, Steam, PS5. That's it.
Take that, Mario.
Still got, right. So, best sim/strategy game, beating out Advanced Wars 1 plus Reboot Camp, City Skyline 2, Company of Heroes 3, and Fire Emblem Engage. Pikmin 4, which is great. Pikmin 4 was always one of those weird niche Nintendo titles. Yeah. So
I haven't played Pikmin in a while, but I enjoyed the first two.
Yeah, so good on them. Got a Nintendo win there. Best sports/racing game, beating out EA Sports FC 24, F1 23, Hot Wheels Unleashed 2 Turbocharged, and the Crew MotoFest Forza Motorsport.
That checks out.
It is an incredibly looking game. It looks phenomenal. So that makes sense. Best family game, beating out Disney Illusion Island, Party Animals, Pikmin 4, and Sonic Superstars, Super Mario Brothers Wonder. Makes sense,
I want to play it.
Family.
Yeah.
Love Super Mario Brothers anything.
Right. So best fighting game, beating out God of Rock, Mortal Kombat 1, Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2, and Pocket Bravery, Street Fighter 6.
Mortal Kombat, really?
Yeah.
I haven't played Street Fighter.
That's
I enjoy Mortal Kombat.
I'm surprised.
It makes me want to play Street Fighter.
Yeah.
I thought Mortal
It's got
Kombat
9 out of 10 on Steam.
I mean, Street Fighter must be good. And I haven't heard a lot about Street Fighter 6, but
No, I haven't heard anything about it. I didn't even know it was a game.
Yeah, so best RPG, beating out Starfield, Sea of Stars, Lies of P, and Final Fantasy 16. Baldur's Gate 3 is the winner, of course.
As it should be.
Yeah.
Like Final Fantasy.
I enjoyed the game. I really did.
Yeah. I've heard Sea of Stars is really, really good. I want to play that at some point. It's a 16-bit classic, JRPG feel indie game. It looks amazing.
Baldur's Gate 3 is like Brendan Fraser. It's going to sweep everything.
Yeah. So best action adventure game, beating out Alan Wake 2, Marvel Spider-Man 2, Resident Evil 4, and Star Wars Jedi Survivor. The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom.
Deserves it.
Absolutely. I mean,
I haven't played it, but I know it's good.
It's Zelda.
Yeah.
If it's anything like the last one, it's great.
Yeah. So best action.
It's the same engine, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. And I love the way that Breath of the Wild looks.
Oh, it felt great.
Yeah. So best action game, beating out Remnant 2, Hi-Fi Rush, Ghost Runner 2, and Dead Island 2, Armored Core 6, Fires of Rubicon.
Sure what that is.
I mean, Armored Core is a huge series.
Suits.
Yes.
Yeah, it's basically Gundams.
Yeah.
Really big in the East.
It beat out a bunch of sequels.
Yeah. Well, it's a sequel, part
Yeah.
6, beat out a bunch of 2s, except for Hi-Fi Rush. And Hi-Fi Rush looks amazing, by the way. Like, I've seen some gameplay on that, and it looks insane. And it looks really cool.
Oh, that does look cool.
Yeah. And it's supposed
That's
to
got
be...
a 10 out of 10 on Steam.
Yeah. So, apparently it's an
Wow.
action game, but, like, you have to sync your attacks up and stuff with the beats of the music.
Oh.
So yeah, it kind of has that like Guitar Hero-esque kind of feel where it's like if you sync your attacks up with the beats that's going on in the music, then it gives you extra damage and allows you to do other things, which is a really interesting idea. So, innovation in accessibility. This is recognizing software and or hardware that is pushing the medium forward by adding features, technology, and content to help games be played and enjoyed by an even wider audience. So beating out Diablo 4, Hi-Fi Rush, Marvel Spider-Man 2, Mortal Kombat 1, and Street Fighter 6 was Forza Motorsport. And I can see why. I mean, it's almost photorealistic.
Yeah, it looks beautiful.
Yes.
Yep.
I'm not like a racing guy, but I've seen a lot of the gameplay from that. It looks really good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, best VR/AR game, beating out Gran Turismo 7, Humanity, Horizon Call of the Mountain, and Synapse, Resident Evil Village.
Makes sense, man.
VR. Wow.
I don't want to play Resident Evil in VR.
That game was pretty scary just playing it normal.
Yeah.
So I couldn't imagine putting on a VR headset and having it just all up in your face like that.
Right. So
Jump scares are legit.
Yeah. So best community support, beating out Baldur's Gate 3, beating for best community support, beating No Man's Sky, Final Fantasy 16, Destiny 2, and Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty, Baldur's Gate 3.
I'm surprised No Man's Sky is still on that list.
I know, right?
It's still going, still chugging along.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Mm.
So I'm gonna skip best mobile game. Like, no offense to mobile players, but
who cares?
But best debut indie game, beating out Viewfinder, Benba, Pizza Tower, and Dredge is Cocoon. Not 100% sure
Never
what
heard
that
of
is,
that.
but I'm gonna.
That was a movie.
Yeah, but I'm gonna look into that though. Best indie game, beating out Cocoon, Dave the Diver, Dredge, and Viewfinder is Sea of Stars.
Oh.
Best ongoing game, beating out Apex Legends, Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, and Genshin Impact, Cyberpunk 2077.
Had to be up here.
I mean, that's a W, right?
Damn.
Yeah.
I mean, Garbo, you've played Phantom Liberty, right?
No.
Oh.
No.
That's the new update.
That's the new update. Yeah, I haven't played it either.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's like $30
I
to buy.
I played
You
OG.
gotta buy it?
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
$30. It's a whole ass expansion.
They give you like an extra 4 hours.
I do want to buy it. I just haven't had the money for it.
I get it. So, games for impact, for a thought-provoking game with a pro-social meaning or message. Beating out A Space for the Unbound, Chance of Sonar, Goodbye Volcano High, Terra Nil, and Venba is Chai, Tchia. Chia? The T's silent, right?
It's a Tia.
So,
It looks cool.
yeah. Best performance. This is individual for voiceover acting, motion, and or performance capture. And unfortunately, our boy is not on this list, which is kind of funny. Like, I figured that they would be bringing Andy Serkis in to do some of this. But anyway.
On program.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So beating out Ben Starr for Final Fantasy 16, Cameron Monaghan for Star Wars Jedi Survivor, Idris Elba for Cyberpunk 2077, Melanie LeBird for Alan Wake 2, and Yuri Lowenthal for Marvel Spider-Man 2 is Neil Newbon for Baldur's Gate 3, who did the
Go.
voice of Asterion.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Picking them up. They're picking up the wins.
Yep.
I
Yeah,
thought
really
all the
liked
voice
the
acting
V
in that
voice.
game was great.
Mm-hmm. Very.
I liked it all in Baldur's Gate. But like, I still thought V's in Cyberpunk was really good.
It was good. And what's his fucking face? Keanu Reeves was great in it. What was Egypt Elba was in that? That's right, Phantom Liberty.
Yeah. So, best audio design, beating out Alan Wake 2, Dead Space Remake, Marvel Spider-Man 2, and the Resident Evil 4 Remake was Hi-Fi Rush.
I don't know anyone playing Alan Wake. I'm just
Yeah.
Alan Wake 1 or 2. I think I have them both. I think they were free on Epic.
Yeah.
One was really good. I enjoyed it. It was like playing through a Stephen King novel.
Okay.
You had like a flashlight and yeah.
It was
just
dark.
dope. You're going through the woods. I think it's in Maine.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Stephen
that
King.
sounds about right.
Stephen
Yeah.
King's territory right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's like where all of his books are taking place.
Yeah. So best score / music, beating out Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Hi-Fi Rush, and The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, Final Fantasy 16. Best art direction, beating out Hi-Fi Rush, Lies of P, Super Mario Brothers Wonder, and The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, Alan Wake 2 was the winner. It does look good. Like it, and I'm honestly surprised that Forza wasn't on that.
Yeah.
You know, best narrative, beating out Baldur's Gate 3, Cyberpunk 2077, Phantom Liberty, Final Fantasy 16, and Marvel Spider-Man 2. Alan Wake 2 took the winner for that.
For a good story.
For best game direction, beating out Baldur's Gate 3, Marvel Spider-Man 2, Super Mario Brothers Wonder, and The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, Alan Wake 2 again.
I have to check out this Alan Wake.
I know, right? Yeah. And for the game of the year, beating out Alan Wake 2, Marvel Spider-Man 2, Resident Evil 4 Remake, Super Mario Brothers Wonder, and The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom was Baldur's Gate 3.
I'll take a pinch of that shit.
Yeah, exactly, right? Exactly.
So well deserved.
Yeah. So these are some stats that Larian Studio put up on their Twitter page, right? Since our launch in August, over 1.3 million players have completed Baldur's Gate 3, a number almost equaled by those of you transformed into a wheel of cheese. All this and more in our latest thread of amazing stats. So, 1.3 million players have completed the game so far. 94% of players created a custom character. In total, players have spent a combined 8,196 years in the character creator.
Sheesh.
I
Is
spent
that
a good
sorting?
hour in there.
Stuff?
No,
Oh,
that's just making what your
hanging
character
around in it.
I was just making your character.
Yeah.
They're gonna know what you want to do
8,000
with it, what you want it
years?
to look like.
Holy shit.
1.24 million players have been transformed into a sentient wheel of cheese.
Done it.
Gale remains the most played origin character in the game, closely followed by Asterion. The top class choice is Paladin. The top race choice is Elf. The most popular subclasses, I'm not going to go into all these, but the Berserker Barbarian seems to be the most played or most popular.
Enjoyed it.
2 million players have survived a dinosaur attack. 84 million fireballs have been thrown, which is also the leading cause of eyebrow loss amongst wizards.
Damn.
Scratch, who is the dog in the game, has been pet 48.5 million times. He thinks it's
At least 1 million of those.
he thinks it's great and all, but frankly, he just wants his ball back already. Players have spoken to over 113 million corpses since launch. They all thank you for the conversation and apologize for the smell. Shadowheart is the most popular romantic interest, with 51.3% of players reaching the final act of her romance arc, followed by Karlach and Lae'zel. In addition to this, 14.4 million characters have been disintegrated into a pile of fine gray dust.
Damn.
1.2 million characters have been compelled to dance against their will. Given the option, 66% of players request that Halsin bear all, not bear all. By Act 2, 30.4% of players have given into their Illithid side and flexed their powers. And the total playtime, as of this posting, which was December the 5th, 452,556,984 hours, or over 51,662 years.
Wow. Game of the year, baby.
That is game of the year for sure.
And it hadn't even been out that long.
No, not at all.
I can't wait to see where it goes the next. I mean, I think next year it'll be up.
Yeah.
And especially if they keep adding to it like they seem to are going to.
It's been out
that
for
free update was dope.
I don't even know if a lot of this includes the expansion they added.
No.
So,
and this doesn't count Xbox players.
Oh.
Yeah.
This is just
it
PS5.
wasn't released until like that night or the next day.
Yeah. This was just Steam and PS5 players.
They're doing numbers.
Yes, they
So
are.
many numbers.
So back to the Game Awards here. It breaks viewership records, notching 118 million live streams. The 10th annual award show held December the 7th, 2023, generated an estimated 118 million global live streams, up 15% over 2022 showcase. According to the Game Awards, the festivities were streamed live from the Peacock Theater in LA across more than 30 platforms, including YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, TikTok Live, X, Steam, WeChat, Billy. I don't know what that is. Huya, Douyu, Zhao Hongshu, and Instagram Live. In addition, more than 17,000 individual content creators and online influencers co-streamed the show to their fans. By comparison, the first Game Awards in 2014 garnered 1.9 million live streams. On YouTube, the Game Awards 4K feed saw a 53% jump in year-over-year peak to more than 900,000 concurrent live streams. Overall on YouTube, the awards show was up 35% to over 1.7 million peak concurrent streams. On Twitch, co-streaming was up 24% year-over-year, with over 13,680 creators co-streaming the show. Peak concurrent audience on Twitch hit 1.94 million, with total live watch time up 10% versus 2022. It's a big deal.
I mean, why do you need E3 when you got this?
Exactly. And speaking of that, before we get into it, but I have, like, they dropped all kinds of trailers and other information, and there's a whole article of everything here that they dropped, all the game announcements and trailers from the Game Awards 2023. You don't need E3.
No.
Let's give the awards out. And here's the thing, they could turn the Game Awards into a 3-day ordeal.
Well, it's like the Oscars for video game.
Yeah, exactly. Like they could do day one as
Just
like
a weekend.
Yeah, like a huge tournament, something like that. You know, Counter-Strike, whatever the popular game is. Day 2 could be, here's all the game announcements, trailers. We're going to do interviews. They're going to do panels. They're going to do all this kind of stuff if they want to. Last day is going to be the actual Game Awards. They could turn this into something more than it is.
Yep.
And Jeff Keighley, I mean, he's got his finger on the pulse. I don't think he's going to do that, but he definitely could do that, though, you know?
118 million. That's
It's a lot of people.
That's nice.
Yeah, that's a lot of people. So, an avalanche of new game announcements hit at the Game Awards 23, ranging from the return of classic franchises to the reveal of all new worlds. For those of you looking for a rundown of everything announced, we've got you covered. So, Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons remake has been announced. So, Joseph Fair's critically acclaimed 2013 single-player co-op game returns with a visual overhaul, heading your way February the 28th, 2024. Inscription creator Daniel Mullins revealed Pony Island 2 Panda Circus. So if Inscription is anything to go by, describing this game based off of its debut trailer feels like a fool's errand. And I'm just going to kind of skim through these a little bit. Unusual June announced a narrative action game from Finji development team led by creative director Adam Saltzman. Unusual June looks to feature a mix of third-person combat and adventure game story choices. The Odd Gentleman revealed Harmonium the Musical, an accessible musical-driven musical adventure. Harmonium the Musical stars a deaf girl in what looks and sounds like a Disney musical. That's kind of interesting. Dead Cells dev. So the team behind Dead Cells is back with a new game, Windblown. While the animated trailer doesn't reveal a lot, we have more details in a preview. This looks super fun. I'm a big fan of Dead Cells, and even though this is 3-player, this makes sense to be a 3-player co-op game. It is a roguelike or a roguelite game, but it does look really, really good. It's an isometric kind of roguelike. Thumper dev revealed Thrasher, so it appears to be a spiritual successor to 2016 rhythm game Thumper. Thrasher looks like a wild ride through a surreal world. Dave the Diver Dredge. Dave the Diver is back in the DLC collaboration with Dredge coming next week. That's on Nintendo. World of Goo 2 announced. Matthew McConaughey revealed Exodus, an RPG from BioWare devs.
It looks good.
Archetype Entertainment, a new studio based in Austin, has a game in the works that resembles Mass Effect and features McConaughey's voice. That's
all right.
I want to do some digging into that. BioWare devs, McConaughey.
The trailer looks good.
Okay. God of War Ragnarok free DLC revealed, and it's out next week. So this is already out by now. The Untitled Goose Game team revealed its next big game, Big Walk. So the team behind breakout hit Untitled Goose Game, House, is back with an odd-looking game that seems to mix nature exploration with unusual character actions, and we're not quite sure what else. Looks fun. Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. Ubisoft showed a new trailer for its action-heavy 2D Prince of Persia game, with that trailer noting a demo is arriving January the 11th, 2024, 1 week before the game's January the 18th release date. That looks pretty interesting.
I haven't seen a Prince of Persia in a while.
Yeah, and a 2D one at that.
I mean, it's been a minute since the movie came out.
Yeah. Yeah. Unseen revealed action game Kimuri. The studio, founded by former Tango Gameworks creative director Akumi Nakamura, showed a CG trailer for its first game, which has yet been signed with a publisher. So I'm sure they garnered some interest on that. The team behind the beautiful and punishing Ori series is back with a hack and slash game being published by Private Division. No Rest for the Wicked is the name of that. Sega. This is the big thing here. Sega announced the return of Jet Set Radio, Shinobi, Golden Axe, Streets of Rage, and Crazy Taxi. And they've got
Crazy Taxi looks good.
Yeah. This trailer looks amazing, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, all the games look incredible.
The graphics look good.
Yes. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero was announced. Dead by Daylight spinoff, The Casting of Frank Stone, has been announced. So, from Until Dawn Studio Supermassive Games comes a new single player game set in the Dead by Daylight universe, The Casting of Frank Stone.
That'll do.
Yeah. Square Enix announced a new Mana game. The unmistakable color palette returns in 2024 as Square Enix announced a new mainline entry in its long-running Mana series, Visions of Mana. That's interesting.
Yep.
Rise of the Ronin, Koei Tecmo's historical action game, is coming March the 22nd, 2024, as revealed in a new trailer. Kojima Productions teased its Xbox horror project with a trailer showing a number of close-up faces and actor name reveals. Kojima Productions formally announced OD, the horror project that news leaked about a while back. It's a game, don't get me wrong, but it's at the same time a movie, but at the same time a new form of media. Kojima then said on stage, as relayed by an interpreter. Kojima also revealed that filmmaker Jordan Peele is collaborating on the project, which is wild.
Strange trailer.
Yes.
I mean, it's just two faces.
Yeah.
Doesn't show you anything.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just an old man when it comes to video games, but I just want to play video games.
Yeah, right.
I've seen those interactive movies that they have that you can buy at the PlayStation Store and stuff. That's like you get to decide. It's like a choose your own adventure thing.
Sure.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking it might be that mixed with gameplay, but like
You gotta give Bill a chance.
I mean, if I got
Drop some
paid for
bangers.
it, if I got paid for it, I'll try it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure he'll release a trailer or a demo kind of like he did for PT.
I'll probably end up watching some fucking gameplay a streamer does or something.
Yeah. Oh, Doc will probably be all over it. He's going to be like, what is this? You know, so.
Wild.
They're releasing a new Jurassic Park game called Jurassic Park Survival. It's going to be a single player adventure game.
Mm-hmm.
Love it.
Suicide Squad got a new trailer.
It looks good.
Yeah, it does. Assassin's Creed Origins, Bayek founded his own game studio. So we typically don't hear about game studios headed up by voice actors, but it's a new world. And Surgent Studios' Tales of Kinzera Zao looks quite promising. So that's pretty interesting.
That Assassin's Creed looks different than any Assassin's Creed I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It's like a side-scrolling Assassin's Creed. Like it ain't. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
You see the trailer, you'll know. It's like, oh, that's different.
Right. This was announced. Apex Legends and Final Fantasy are crossing over. So to help promote Final Fantasy VII Rebirth's upcoming release, Square Enix characters will appear in Apex Legends starting January the 9th.
Skins.
Looks like I'll be spending some money in Apex soon.
Yeah.
They give me a cloud skin.
Cloud is going to be crypto.
You know that?
Gets the bust. Yeah, he even gets the Buster Sword.
Bet.
Who are the other ones? Do you know?
The trailer. There's a trailer there.
Tifa. Yeah, there's a trailer. Yeah, Tifa's one of them as well.
I don't know who these people. Dude, if that sword becomes a weapon, holy shit.
Yeah.
Well, it's good. It's not going. It might be a weapon. Like, I think it's going to be his heirloom because he technically has a sword type thing as his heirloom.
Yeah, it's like a sword thing.
So this is a big thing that we'll kind of dive into here in just a minute, but Arcane Line is making a Blade game. Marvel's latest collaboration is with the team behind Deathloop, announced on Blade's 50th anniversary. Additionally here, Twisted Metal Season 2 has been announced, so Anthony Mackie was on stage and announced the second season of Peacock's Twisted Metal TV show. No footage was shown. The First Descendant release window was announced. I know there's a lot of people that's excited about the First Descendant. Impeccably timed following the debut of Last Sentinel, Nexon revealed a trailer for its upcoming sci-fi shooter, The First Descent, and announced that the game will be released in summer of 2024. 10 Chambers announced Den of Wolves. So the studio behind GTFO has a new sci-fi heist game in the works. This could be a GTFO was like a multiplayer horror game. So this could be interesting. Hopefully they'll open it up and make it crossplay and all that good stuff.
Trailer looks good.
Fallout TV show debuts new footage. We've talked about the Fallout TV show.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Dice Devs Shooter The Finals is out now. That's something that I was thinking about dropping in here as a talking point, but like as the Game Awards were happening, the finals tweeted out and was like, hey, everybody can download and play this game now. Like it's here, go play it. And people are playing it like crazy now. So, and also Baldur's Gate 3 announced that it was available that night on Xbox. Officially released. So the Game Awards dropped a lot of stuff. We got a lot of trailers. We got a lot of information about games coming out. And this is what you want from an award show. At least in my opinion, it is. You want hype for what's coming. It's a great time to put some of that stuff out there. But also congratulations to all the winners and also to all the nominees. I mean, to get a game, how many games do you think's released a year? You know, thousands, or 10,000, 20,000.
So many go under the
There's probably a lot, but not the big
Brought
games.
up.
I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, if you include
I'd say
indie games, sure
50
thousands.
on
Yeah,
some-
50
something
big
that's-
games. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, congratulations to the winners. I'm going to throw this over to Corey first. Were you surprised by any of the winners for any of the categories?
Not really, man. They all seem to be pretty on the nose.
What about you, Garbo? Was you surprised by any?
I mean, no, I wasn't surprised. I definitely expected Baldur's Gate to win. So I was happy it did win. But no,
I figured
nothing
it
really
would sweep
surprised me.
more.
I did. What?
I figured it would win more. Like that's the only surprise for me was
quite a
that
bit.
3. I figured it would pull like 5 or 6, as good as it was. But that's just my own personal bias.
What about you, Dirt?
What makes me interested in Alan Wake?
Yeah, right.
The fact that it pulled what it pulled, I want to see what that's about.
Yeah.
Has anyone else played the first one other than me?
No, I have it. Never played it.
It's a decent little horror game, quote
The
unquote.
fact that it pulled what it pulled there,
Yeah.
I want to peep into that. I mean,
It's been like 10 years since the first
Yeah,
one, so
it's
it's
been a
surprising
minute.
that one came out, really.
Yeah.
and it pulled that kind of shit. Like,
Yeah, it shows you
gotta
what
be something.
how good that first one was, that people wanted to play that second one.
Yeah. I think the one thing that surprised me the most, if I had to pick a game that I thought would be a sure winner, was the best game direction. And I thought, without a shadow of a doubt, that Baldur's Gate 3 would pull that.
And when it was
It was
that the Alan
too.
Wake?
Yeah.
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 And that's why I'm over here like, huh?
Yeah. I'm
What's
just
that game? What that smell like?
I'm just sitting here and thinking about the amount of coordination that your team as the director has to have in order to pull off a game like that, where any decision that you make, anything that you do, anything like that affects something. Not only like some small, like, oh, someone's not happy with you, affects major outcomes to things. Like I really thought that Baldur's Gate was going to at least win best game direction. I was hoping it was going to win game of the year. I thought that it might
Got
get
it right.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
but I thought for a fact that it would get best game direction and possibly best narrative. But Alan Wake took both of those.
I want to see what that story smells like. That's
yeah, exactly right.
gotta be good.
Yeah, right.
For it to pull that, and I haven't heard anyone talk about it.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
No,
what I mean, apparently it's good, but like you don't see the hype for it, you know. So. But yeah, overall, I think the Game Awards was a huge dub, man. And I'm looking forward to next year. You know, next year we'll be a little bit more hands on, a little bit more proactive with it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we might do the thing we used to do for the Oscars, where we all pick what we do the tallies. You know what I'm saying? Get the community involved in it. You know, do some good stuff with it. So, but the Blade game. This was the last thing I wanted to hit on real quick. You've got Insomniac that made Spider-Man games, Spider-Man 2, Miles Morales Spider-Man, working on Wolverine. You've got this other studio that is currently working on this Blade game, which I'm assuming is going to be, you know, typical single-player experience. Arcane Line, which is the studio behind Deathloop. They also did Prey, which I played recently. And they've done a couple other games like Dishonored, things like that. I think that it's in good hands over there. I think that they're good at telling narrative stories, things like that. What do you guys hope to see from a Blade game?
Marshala Ali. I mean,
I don't know, man. A good story, maybe a little crossover with some of the Marvel characters.
Yeah.
To really establish him in the Marvel universe.
Bring the Black Knight in. Was it the Black Knight?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Black
some of
Knight.
that.
Yeah.
A little more than a haircut, because that's what happens in the trailer. He just gets a haircut. It's like,
yeah.
Well, you know, I mean,
yeah. I wonder if they're going to make it a more of a horror focused game.
That would be pretty cool too.
They could do a nice mix and mash, in my opinion, of like horror / action adventure. But yeah, I'm hoping that that's kind of the direction that they go. I mean, they did a good job at doing that with Prey, because that was the game that I played recently by them, and there was some legitimate scary moments, like some, you know, shocking moments that happened. But there was a great story and a lot of good elements that kind of surrounded that. So hopefully good things is going to happen over there. But this has been episode 3 of 4Play Gaming Podcast. If you want to hit us up, you can hit us up on Twitter at 4playpods. You can shoot us an email, 4playpods@gmail.com, or you can join the Discord. There is a 4Play hookup section where we discuss whatever you guys want us to discuss coming up in the next episode. But for this episode, I'm here with Co Reed.
I'm here with Dart Lord.
I'm here with Garbo.
And I'm here with Griffin.
And thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you guys so much for watching. And we will catch you guys on the next episode. Keep playing, guys.